In Nigerian politics, alliances are rarely permanent. They shift with time, interests, and changing calculations. What we are witnessing now between Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, is one of those moments where long-standing political relationships come under public scrutiny. Until recently, both men were seen as close allies within the People's Democratic Party, the PDP. They worked together during internal party struggles, shared platforms, and projected a sense of unity even when the party faced national challenges. But that unity has now fractured, and the disagreement is no longer private. It is playing out in interviews, meetings, and political conversations across the country. At the center of the dispute is a claim attributed to Governor Makinde that Minister Wike openly declared his intention to hold the PDP for President Bola Tinubu ahead of the 2027 elections. For Makinde, this raised fundamental concerns about party loyalty, democratic competition, and the future of the PDP as an opposition force. This issue matters because it touches on how power is negotiated behind closed doors and how political parties survive or fail in a competitive democracy. Is this disagreement mainly about personal trust, or is it about the future direction of Nigeria's opposition politics? Should party loyalty outweigh personal political ambition? Before we go further, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you value calm, fact-based analysis. To understand this clash, we need to go back to the 2023 general elections and the events leading up to them. The PDP entered that election season already divided. At the heart of the division was the party's presidential primary, which produced Atiku Abubakar as its candidate. Nyesom Wike, then governor of Rivers State, was a major contender in that primary. He had strong support from some governors and significant influence within the party. When he lost to Atiku, tensions followed almost immediately. Wike and a group of PDP governors, later known as the G5, refused to openly support Atiku's campaign. Instead, Wike publicly criticized the party's leadership and eventually supported Bola Tinubu, the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC. This move shocked many PDP members but reshaped the political landscape. After Tinubu won the election, Wike was appointed Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. For supporters, this was recognition of political strength. For critics, it confirmed fears that the PDP had been weakened from within. Sheyi Makinde, also part of the G5 at the time, later realigned more clearly with the PDP. Since then, disagreements between Makinde and Wike have grown, reflecting deeper fractures within the party. Do you think this issue could have been avoided if earlier decisions were handled differently? Share your thoughts below. There are a few points that are widely accepted as fact. First, Nyesom Wike supported Bola Tinubu during the 2023 elections despite being a PDP member. That support was public and sustained. Second, after the election, Wike accepted a ministerial appointment in an APC-led federal government. What is now under debate is what happened afterward. Governor Makinde claims that during a meeting attended by senior government officials, Wike told President Tinubu that he would hold the PDP for him ahead of the 2027 elections. Makinde says this statement shocked him and raised concerns about internal party democracy. Wike has not publicly accepted that interpretation. His position has generally been that political support is a personal decision and that alliances are part of politics. He has also argued that the PDP's problems did not start with him. Another confirmed fact is that since 2023, the PDP has faced multiple internal disputes, including leadership tussles and court cases. While Wike is often mentioned in these conflicts, not all of them can be directly traced to his actions alone. What remains unclear is the full context of the meeting Makinde referred to and whether Wike's comments were symbolic, strategic, or literal. These details matter, but they are not publicly documented. Which of these facts or claims do you find most troubling or most convincing? Why? Supporters of Nyesom Wike argue that he is exercising his political rights.
They say Nigeria operates a multi-party democracy, and individuals are free to support candidates of their choice. From this view, Wike's support for Tinubu and acceptance of a ministerial role reflect political pragmatism, not betrayal. They also argue that the PDP's internal weaknesses existed long before 2023. Critics, including Governor Makinde, see the situation differently. They argue that publicly aligning with an opposing party while retaining influence within the PDP undermines the party's ability to function as a credible opposition. For them, the issue is not personal ambition but institutional survival. They worry about Nigeria drifting toward a dominant party system with weak checks and balances. Political analysts tend to focus on structure rather than personality. They note that Nigerian parties are often built around individuals rather than strong institutions. This makes conflicts like this more likely. Experts also point out that internal democracy within parties is often unclear, allowing powerful figures to operate across party lines without formal consequences. Each perspective raises valid points. Political freedom matters, so does party integrity. The challenge lies in balancing both within a fragile democratic system. Which perspective makes the most sense to you right now, and what do you think others are missing? If you appreciate balanced storytelling without propaganda, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Furthermore, several outcomes are possible. In the short term, the PDP may continue to struggle with internal unity. Leadership disputes and court cases could distract from rebuilding efforts ahead of 2027. One possible outcome is further fragmentation. Some members may align more closely with the ruling party, while others push for a stronger opposition stance. This could weaken the PDP's national influence. Another outcome is internal reform. The controversy could force the party to clarify rules on loyalty, discipline, and cross-party engagement. That process would be difficult but potentially stabilizing. For the broader political system, this situation could mean reduced competition if opposition parties fail to present unified alternatives. Analysts suggest that strong democracies rely on clear choices for voters, not blurred lines between ruling and opposition camps. Voters may also become more skeptical, questioning whether party labels still reflect real differences in policy or governance. If you were in charge, what would you prioritize first in dealing with this situation? Beyond the personalities involved, this issue speaks to how democracy functions in practice. Political parties are meant to organize ideas, offer alternatives, and hold power accountable. When internal divisions dominate, those roles weaken. This situation also highlights a broader pattern in Nigerian politics. Loyalty is often personal rather than institutional. Leaders follow people, not platforms. That makes politics flexible but also unstable. For citizens, the lesson may be about vigilance. Democracy does not only depend on elections, it depends on strong institutions, internal accountability, and open debate. Whether one agrees with Makinde or Wike, the conversation they have sparked matters. It forces Nigerians to ask what kind of opposition they want and what standards they expect from political leaders. For more deep, thoughtful analysis like this, make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications. At its core, the Makinde-Wike disagreement is about more than two political heavyweights. It is about trust, party identity, and the future of opposition politics in Nigeria. The facts show a party under strain, leaders making strategic choices, and a system still finding its balance. There is no simple answer here, only competing priorities and unresolved questions. How these are handled will shape not just the PDP, but the wider democratic space. Where do you stand on this issue now? Has your view changed after hearing the full context? Let's talk in the comments.